Welcome back, everybody, to This Is My Bourbon podcast. I'm your host, Perry. Hope you've been well. Hope you had a good week. Glad you're here. Didn't know what else to say. It's just, we're vibing this week. We're doing something different. We're drinking THC Seltzers. Made in Kentucky. Cornbread. Hemp. THC Seltzers. Is this going to do well in the algorithm? Absolutely not. But I'm very excited for it, and I hope you are too. I hope we learn something here together. We will. We're gonna learn some things here, but we're gonna get to that a little bit later in the episode. Before we do that, though, we got a segment that we got to get through, or two, rather. I'm not getting through anything because I enjoy this segment. It's called Flying Blind. It's a segment where I try something for the first time, or being blinded by something, or I try something I haven't had in a while and I've kind of forgotten about. In this case, it's the latter, because it's easier to be blinded by something or blind somebody with something when you have a co-host around, and I've been without one for about 6 months now. 7? 7. 6? 7? I don't know. Anyway, I am going to pour something that I really have not had in quite a bit, and I wanted to refresh myself on, because we're getting close to the end of the year, and I needed to see if I liked this as much as I did earlier in the year. See if it still holds up, and that is the Heaven Hill Heritage Collection 2025 release. It is the Kentucky Straight Wheat Whiskey, which is getting a little bit blown out on my camera for some reason. It's 19 years old and 100 proof. This was the media sample that was sent. And similarly, at some point, I need to try the Parker's cast strength American Kentucky Straight Whiskey again, because I know I tried it, I know I really liked it, but that's about as far as it goes. It's been a really good year of bourbon and rye and just American whiskey releases. And I have not done a whole lot of narrowing down my list yet so far, which is kind of crazy, because by this point in the year, I have at least started even just making my list, and I haven't done that yet. I don't know why, but I haven't even really thought about it. I kind of forgot that I needed to start doing that up until right now. Is that a problem? I run everything about this show these days, and some things kind of slip through the cracks at times. I'm trying to get better about it, but life is kind of crazy, and I'm trying to steer 3 ships at once. The inside voice became the outside voice for a little while. Oh, mama. Now, let me first say, I have not liked a single Bernheim barrel proof that I have had this year. I am sorry, Heaven Hill. I'm really sorry. I think they've all not been great. I've had issues with them. Right off the bat, right on the nose, this smells fantastic. And I think I'm just really enjoying oakier, older whiskeys more and more. I just am. I don't know what else to say, I love them. red fruit, a lot of sugar. It's almost just like, you know what, to really narrow that down, it's almost like sugar-covered strawberries. There's a better way to put that, and I can't think of it right now, and I apologize. But hopefully you understand what I'm talking about. A little bit of milk chocolate as well. But it's very good. It's a great nose. All right. Cheers. You know, the age is not really showing. It is a very good whiskey. But you could have fooled me into thinking this was more like 9 or 10 years. I think the proof has a lot to do with that. I think at 100, it's suffering a little bit. But it's weird how the nose and the palate are so disproportionate. Disproportional? Whatever the word is, I don't know. Either way, they're certainly not. They really do feel like they're mismatched, or like they are two completely different whiskeys. And I'm not sure that I like the palate as much as I do the nose. I don't even. Maybe it's not opened up super well. Now that being said, this is but sample bottles are supposed to be better for. I don't know. So many thoughts in my brain. Somebody try to make sense of it. That's what you want. That's what you want in a podcast, for the guy who's hosting it to go, you figure it out. You make sense of it. I'm going to get you halfway there, and you have to figure out what I mean. What I'm saying is, sample bottles are supposed to be better, because we were always encouraged, like when we were, starting out on our bourbon journey, if you got a bottle that was lower and you wanted to save it, to take it and put it into a sample bottle, or a bottle that was just smaller in general, so that there was less air that was going into it to reduce oxidization and preserve it for longer, right? But, I mean, that being said, it's still like what is this, 100 mil, 200 mil? What is the size here? I think it's 100 mil. It doesn't matter. The point is, it could be that there was a little bit of oxidization. I don't know if it matters, though. This is not exactly, whatever this is, like a $250 bottle. It doesn't feel $250 worth to me at this stage. I think I might have said differently earlier in the year. It almost gives off like flat Dr. Pepper vibes. Not almost, it does. it just straight up does give off flat Dr. Pepper vibes, honestly. But anyway, let's talk about what I've been drinking recently for the segment. What you been drinking recently? This has never really been an official segment. It's just kind of been talking about what I've had to drink over the past over the past week. I went to the last UK home tailgate of the season, and got to hang out with some friends and family for a bit. Had a couple beers. Had the Yingling Oktoberfest, which is really quite good. I'd put it on par with, or maybe slightly above, Sam Adams Oktoberfest. I'd have to do them either side by side or right after another. That'd be an interesting stream, just double fisting beers. I think I've kind of done that before. I brought along the Maker's Cast Strength that I did on last week's episode. Because why not? And I also brought along one of the yet to be released rare character limited release Kentucky straight whiskeys. Where are you? Yeah. Batch 4, which is 138.2 proof. I had a couple of folks try it. Very small pours, because they had a football game to go to, of course. But I wanted to highlight, because one of the things that, of course, people tend to get in their heads about is how high proof stuff will burn, and they won't be able to stomach it. And I just thought it was a fun thing to bring along and have folks experience for the first time, and also to, show off Chad and his blending abilities as well, especially for people who may not have heard of Rare Character before. I mean, you got to speak the gospel, preach the gospel. I also had something I have never had before, and that was South African whiskey. It was a single grain, 15-year-old, 105 proof whiskey. It's called Baines, BAIN''S. I'm putting it up on screen for the video watchers. Audio listeners, love you to death. I'm sorry, but if you want to see what it looks like, you can either look it up or it's on the screen for you. So check it out. It's a special release, apparently. I don't know how readily available it is, but it was phenomenal. And you could have fooled me into thinking it was anything else. I mean, I was truly, truly surprised by it. And I kind of want to get a bottle. Let's see. 15-year-old whiskey. Oh, it's a corn whiskey. Okay, hang on. We're gonna look at this together real quick. This is from whiskeyoftheweek.co.uk. Initially, only 2,000 bottles of the Baines 15-year-old whiskey was released in June 2018. Fortunately, the distillery released more bottles in travel retail, and the James Sedgwick distillery shop retails for about... Okay, I don't know what that denomination is. Not denomination? R1000. I don't know what that... Let's try to... I don't know what else. Hold on. We got to find more information. We got to look together here, folks. I got to know. It's not cast strength. Well, yeah, I mean, that makes sense if it's exactly 105 proof. Give me a price. Give me a price. Yo. 60 pounds? So like $75. I mean, roughly. It's probably closer to like 70. Crazy. All right. Okay. I don't know if it's still out. I hope it is. I mean, this could have been a release that this and he was actually, the guy who brought it was actually South African as well. The guy who brought it to Tailgate. So it's possible that, you know, he either had it or he brought it just from South Africa or what. But I would. Oh, this is showing that it won a 2024 World Whiskey Awards award. I don't know if it's sold in the U.S. though. That's a liter bottle. I don't know. I don't know. There you go. All right, folks. I'm very excited for this. Doing something very different, yet still a Kentucky raised product to be talking about this week. I am trying 2 of them out of a 4-pack that you can get. This is Cornbread THC Seltzers. Now, you can get the 4-pack that is peach iced tea, salted watermelon, blueberry breeze, and raspberry limeade. However, today we are just doing the salted watermelon and the peach iced tea because I thought those were the most southern of the offerings. You can get, the 4-pack for $14.99. I got mine at Liquor Barn for $19.99, I believe. I'm guessing it just kind of varies from place to place. But it's non-alcoholic. It's 5 milligrams of THC. The fun thing that they have on the side is their guide to drinking these. Beginner, 1 can, relaxed and calm. Intermediate, 2 cans, happy and social. Experienced, 3 cans, blissful and euphoric. 30 calories, no fat, no sodium, 6 total carbs, 5 sugars, and no protein. And hemp-derived THC. So let's start with the peach iced tea. It literally sprayed me in the face. So off to a good start. And if you remember correctly, if you listen to the episode I did with Chuck from Appalachia, he recommended these. And I've been kind of circling them for a while as something to not only try on the show, but review and just kind of add into my repertoire anyway. But I figured now's as good a time as any to try. And we'll talk about that. Talk about why in just a minute. But before I pour one into a glass, I want to try it straight out of the can. So, cheers. Well, right off the bat, it's quite light and refreshing. And as somebody who fairly regularly takes... I got to clean off my glasses, too, while I'm talking about this. Not a slightly higher dose of a CBD gummy. I doubt that this is going to send me to the moon or anything, but I can at least taste a small bit of the hemp derived THC. That being said, though, I mean, it goes largely unnoticeable for the most part. But it just kind of like, overall, tastes like a really good seltzer water. I really like this. Let's pour it into the glass and see what we're working with here. Okay. It's got some color to it. I was not sure whether or not it was going to be clear. And here we are. It actually looks like it would be iced tea. You could confuse grandma with one of these at Thanksgiving tomorrow. So another good reason to be trying these the week of Thanksgiving. You know, cornbread. I will actually be doing a nose, palate, finish, and price for all of these as well, because we're reviewing stuff on the podcast. That's how we review things, right? I mean, honestly, like, if they're trying to go for the actual nose of a peach iced tea, they nailed it. It's a literal 5 out of 5. Like, I can't deny that that's what it smells like. The Palate is it's a seltzer, basically. So it's a little bit lighter than you might anticipate. Four out of 5, I would say. The finish is interesting. It is all real. Like, there's no like artificial sugar or anything in it. But it does kind of have that like aspartame finish to it, which, I mean, you can overlook, I think. Finish is like a 3.5, I think. It's really nice. I mean, it's really quite good. We'll talk about price in just a bit, but I want to try the salted watermelon as well. Like I said, I did get this variety pack. I wanted to save the blueberry and the raspberry limeade for another time, so that I'm not just blowing through all 4 of these in the same day. I mean, it was a $20 4-pack. Like, it's not the cheapest thing in the world. And also, you know, I've got other stuff I have to do today. I can't, you know, I can't be zooted out of my mind. All right, salted watermelon. Basically all of the same stats. Yeah, nothing's different. It smells like watermelon candy off the rip. That is so nice. I know I kind of said that right off the bat about the peach iced tea too. It's just like, it is nice to, okay, first of all, let me say, it's nice to have something that I can go to that is a change up from bourbon. That's not beer. And that doesn't feel like it's super heavy. Because I know that there is a shift that people are experiencing away from alcohol to alternatives in some capacity. But I think that, and I encourage the ability to have alcohol and hemp or other THC products exist in the same space. And a good example of that is the fact that I didn't have to go to a hemp derived THC specialty store to buy this 4-pack. I went to my liquor store. I went to Liquor Barn and bought this. It's being treated as a 21 plus product. It literally says it on the can. It literally says it on the box that it comes in. And it should be treated like a product that responsible people have access to. Not something that we have to outright ban or treat as taboo. It's under fire right now, and it shouldn't be. It is supporting families, it's supporting jobs, it's supporting economies, especially here in Kentucky. And it's ridiculous that we're seeing it come under fire, and in such remarkably scrupulous ways, too. The color on the salted watermelon, I was out of the glass, I like it even better than I do out of the can. That is awesome out of the glass. That is so good. I think I like the salted watermelon better than I do the peach tea. Whether it's psychosomatic or whether I'm experiencing a slight bit of placebo effect. I mean, it's not a placebo effect. It's going to kick in eventually, one way or another. But I do have a sense of calm, at least. And I mean, it is nice to just be a little relaxed too. I like that I'm not feeling buzzed. I'm feeling a little bit of clarity too. It was very nice. I'm enjoying this. Yeah. And they taste great as well. Ooh, I just got a little bit of like the actual salt flavor from it was lodged like somewhere in my molars. And not saying that there's actual, salt in here, but there was something that got kicked out to where I was able to experience a slight bit more of that flavor. All right. Nose, palate, finish. We'll talk about price again in a minute. Nose, it leans again more towards that like candy watermelon aspect. I'm going to give it a 3.5. I think it tastes fantastic. Again, I think it's better when you pour it into a glass than than out of the can. I'm giving it a 4.5. It's really, really good. Finish, it kind of lingers. Like, interestingly enough, I wasn't expecting like this this seltzer water, this flavored seltzer water, to have as much body to it as it does, but it's really enjoyable. And makes me want to drink more of it. 4. So for the peach, at a 5, I had a 4 and a 3.5, correct? Or close to it. So that's a 12.5 before the price. And then the salted watermelon, 3.5, 4, and then a 4.5. It's a 12. So a 12 and a 12.5. And then price, I mean, it's expensive for this 4-pack, but this feels like something that you're not going to indulge in all the time. It is a little bit more niche, too, than something like bourbon would be. But if you are already indulging in something like CBD gummies or THC products, and you want to incorporate this into your life, I think that you're already kind of making room in your budget for this, and it makes sense that you might shell out $15 or $20 for a 4-pack of this, whether it's the variety pack and you're just trying it for the first time, or you've got a favorite out of these products and that's what you're going for every time. It makes sense. It's pretty great, man. I like this a lot. I think the price is fairly warranted. I'm going to give it a 4. Not bad. So no matter which way you slice it, each is about a 16 out of 20, 16.5 out of 20. These are a recommend from me. I also recommend that you try them for yourself and that you support hemp farmers, hemp communities that survive off of dollars that are raised by hemp. It is one of the oldest crops, not just in Kentucky but in the United States, and it just recently got its approval for growth again, and now there is a huge push to see that stripped away, and it's very unfortunate. So call your representative, call your congressman, congresspeople, and show support. We've got about a year before these bans go into full effect, and we can easily fight it. I think that it's something we should be standing up for. What are you going to do, man? If we fight for Kentucky farmers who grow the corn that goes into our bourbon, we can fight for the hemp farmers too. I'm sorry. I will I will make no bones about it. Sorry. Time for a segment that we do here on the podcast known as Barrel Rings, that you can actually be a part of by sending in a voicemail or sending a text message to the phone number 859-428-8253. We'll listen to it here on the podcast or read it out, whatever it is. Doesn't matter. We got one this week. Woo! The bubbles are something to note as well on the seltzers. So pay attention to those. But we got one this week. It comes from our buddy, J-Rod. Jared is his actual name. I just called him J-Rod because I thought it was funny. It's not.
Hey, what's up, Barry? Just heard your K-pop Demon Hunters feedback, and I agree. It is a great movie. Even my 9-year-old loves it, sings along to all the songs. He can't get enough of that stuff. That was good. However, here's my beef. Where's the background? How did these girls become demon hunters? Are they born with their powers? Did they get them through training? If they're training, who finds these people and trains them up to be demon hunters? Can boys be demon hunters? Does it have to be 3? Could you have a group of 4 or 5 girls? Could it be a solo act that's doing it? All that level of detail that I kept asking and just kept not getting. And it took me out of the movie a little bit because I kept asking questions like, wow, how did they get their powers? Who's that girl? Who's that person? Where are these people's parents? Kind of took me out of it. Anyway, it's still a good watch. Just kind of left a hole there. Left me a little unfulfilled, if you will. And for your other one, in terms of how the podcast is going, I've got a squeaky wheel over here you can grease if you're done with your own. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Okay. Thanks, Jared. Yeah, man. I get what you're saying, but I don't know if Pennsylvania is kind of a bit of a drive from Kentucky. I'll think about it, I guess, man. Boy, these seltzers sure are tasting good. Greasing that squeaky wheel. No, I mean, you make a good point. But here's my my thing about that feedback is I thought that the world that the characters in K-pop Demon Hunter lived in felt so established, and the characters themselves, felt so established as they were that I didn't really feel the need for a whole lot of background on them. And as we were kind of just thrown into like, here are the characters, here are how they exist in their own world. I was like, off the rip, like, let's go. Like, I enjoy the fact that they are already established, like pop icons. That's a very different thing. I understand what you're saying too, that it would have been this is such a weird like dissection of a children's movie too. But like to dive into it a little bit further, like looking at the like if we were to, be given a little bit of more information about like if how they got their hunting powers, and if it was only the female characters that were able to be hunters and everything. Like I get that. I totally get that. It's just as the actual movie stands, it worked for me. Like I wasn't looking for more, I guess. There's a sequel that's already being planned. Maybe we'll get more information, more answers when that comes out. That being said, though, it's coming out in 2029. So we've got a little bit of a ways to wait before any of those questions do get answers. So we'll see. But I'm happy with what we have at the moment. So High Proof Hot Takes, segment of the show where I gripe about things that have been rubbing me the wrong way. Or that, squeaky wheels that need the grease, as it were, the grease. He's not going to answer your voicemails, Perry. You just got to let it go. You just got to let it go. Man, I know that this is like a shared experience for all parents. But when your kid has like one thing that they like to watch, and that's their hyperfixation for like 2 weeks, it is the longest 2 weeks of your entire friggin' life. It is so exhausting to have to watch Frozen, the Broadway musical, on repeat every time that they have TV time. And it's not just when you watch it. It's that the songs get stuck in your head for days on end. Over and I know that this is not a thing that is new. I know that this is not something that people have not experienced, and especially with Frozen. But this stupid Broadway musical movie just came out. And it's like we're going through Frozen hysteria all over again. It's baffling. It's baffling to me. But my 5-year-old is constantly watching Frozen, the Broadway hit musical, or the hit musical, or whatever it's called. I don't know. And it's killing me. Slowly. It's killing me slowly. That salted watermelon is unfreaking believable. Tips and bits. Things I've been watching, reading, listening to, enjoying over the past week that I also want you to check out. And this might be a little bit regional, but I'm doing a regional-ish podcast today. But also, I mean, sorry, I got an email that worried me. But you can also order Cornbread THC Seltzers online, and they can be delivered to you. It's not something that you can only get like in liquor barn stores. You can get them online, so check that out that way too. When I was at Tailgate on Saturday, this past Saturday, not the Saturday that just happened, but the Saturday before, for me, not for you. Saturday before for you is this Saturday tomorrow for me. Does that make sense? These seltzers taste real good. Anyway, I was talking to one of my parents' friends, and we were talking about the chip brand Grippos. And I don't know if you've ever heard of Grippos before. Let's look at something real quick. Let's just pull up Grippos so you can see them. Here's Grippos. Okay. I brought up to their friend barbecue cheese nips. You might be asking yourself, Perry, what on earth is a cheese nib? A cheese nib is basically a cheese puff. But in this case, Grippos takes their famous barbecue chip seasoning and they coat a cheese puff in it. and they sell it for your indulgence. And let me tell you, my friends, they are incredible. I believe I have mentioned them on the show before. I might have even recommended them on the show before. But what I have done just now is something that hereto unforeseen has been impossible. And that is, not only did I not finish that entire bag upon opening it, but I took a cheese nib out of the bag, and I did not finish it, or I did not eat it. Looks like you can get Grippos on Amazon as well. So if you want to get them that way and try them for yourself, let me know. They make incredible pretzels too. They're the big, like, old-fashioned style pretzels. They are loaded with salt, which is how I prefer my pretzels to be. They make, like, regular potato chips too. I mean, that makes sense. Anyway, that's my recommendation. Try out the cheese nibs. They're fabulous. I highly, highly recommend them. And let me know whether or not you were able to put down the bag before finishing it whole. It reminds me of that Patton Oswalt bit about Cheetos, where he's like, it doesn't matter the size of the bag. He'll just finish it all in one sitting. But apparently, I have enough self-control these days to where I can tell myself when to stop. Didn't know that happened. Didn't know that changed in my brain. But it has. Anyway, that about does it for this week's episode. This was a lot of fun. A bit of a shorter one, too. But Patreon's getting bonus content at the end of the episode after I say goodbye to you, dear regular listener. But if you want access to that content, you can head to patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast for $5 a month. But as little as $1 a month, you can support the show. That gets you access to our Discord. The real, like, bonus content stuff starts from $5 and up a month. You can follow the show on all social media channels at My Bourbon Pod. If you want to follow me personally, though, I am at pritter1792. If you want to send an email with questions or comments to me, to the show, it's thisismybourbonshop@gmail.com. You might be thinking to yourself, now, Perry, you said something different there. What is that, a something different? It's This Is My Bourbon Shop. Why is it not This Is My Bourbon Podcast? Well, I'll tell you why, dear listener. It's because way back when, in 2017, I started something called This Is My Bourbon Shop, which was the impetus for me getting into this little world of bourbon content creation. I do an apparel and merch store that has logo shirts over there. So if you want a shirt that says This Is My Bourbon Podcast on it, or This Is My Bourbon Drinking shirt, or a mug, or a cup, or a sticker, or a bath mat or towel, or a shower curtain, or I said stickers already, didn't I? Buttons, notebooks, skateboards, hoodies, sweatshirts, so many things. You can head to bourbonshop.threadless.com. All the links are in the description, by the way, too. I always forget to say that. You can find all that stuff there. I design all that as well, because I'm a graphic designer by trade. You can also, if you would like to, leave a barrel ring, as I said prior during the barrel ring segment of the show. 859-428-8253. If you'd like to send anything to our P.O. Box, we have one of those as well. It's P.O. Box 22609, Lexington, Kentucky, 40522. We'd love to get bottles, samples, mail, just snail mail. Love to see a little letter, handwritten letter from you. I'd appreciate it. Is there anything else? Have I forgotten anything? I think I might have. Let's make sure I haven't. No, I haven't forgotten anything. I'm right on track. other than reminding you too, last but not least, that you can leave a 5-star rating and review on your podcast app of choice, and we'll read it out here on the show. Nothing new, though, as far as I can tell. Still maintaining that 5-star rating on Spotify, which is great, and I appreciate that from everybody. That does it for the main portion of the show. Going behind the paywall here in just a second for Patreon. Next week, I have no idea because I'm going to be recording stuff over Thanksgiving weekend, and it's going to be hectic. It's going to be crazy for me here in just a bit. I love you all. Thank you so much for supporting the show. As always, I will see you next time. Until then, though, I am Perry, and this is My Bourbon Podcast, and drink Cornbread THC Seltzers, support hemp, support local business, small business, all that good stuff. Bye.